What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to the channel. I done came on here, didn't bother to do my countdown or any of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Um, anyway, you know what it is. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's Saturday night, and we're gonna talk about these Belle Collective ladies. It was a time to be had over here in where they at, Jackson, Mississippi. Um, The chaos continues over at this party. That's where we're going to start. We're going to start at the party. I'm going to just jump right in. What time is it? It's 7:38. We don't have no time to waste for a bunch of chit chat over here. We're going to get straight to it. So, yeah, the chaos has still, continues over here at this party. Low key chaos. It's not really that big of a deal. The DMs have been exposed, and Glenn is fake outraged. I think honestly that Glenn loves every bit of this. I don't think Glenn is outraged. Think Glenn loves for the storyline to be about him. And I think Leticia is much the same. She likes the storyline to be about her too. So, I mean, here we are having this conversation with this rude, disrespectful lady, Mandy, that Latrice brought over here. I cannot get past Glenn and Cliff and what's his name, Cedric, sitting over there in the same clothes. Have you ever gone to an adult party and the friends is just standing around dressed the same? It's so juvenile, honestly. But, this is who we're dealing with. Anyway, like I said, I feel like Glenn loves the attention. He thinks he's the star of this show and pretty much has been made the star of the show for the last few seasons, thanks to his wife, Leticia. We're making a game out of this whole Glenn cheats on Leticia and she acts all heartbroken. And then they come back and they say they're doing better than ever and everything. This is where we started. We're in a good place. We had what did she say? A reconnection or I don't know what they redid over there. Not much. They wasn't redoing anything. When Leticia is standing here talking to Mandy, I feel like Leticia doesn't have a clear understanding of the relationship between her and Mandy. She's like, we're cool. We talk all the time. We have understanding with one another. And Mandy was over there saying she don't really care for Leticia. She says she thinks Leticia throws the stone and hides her hand. And we all agreed with that. That doesn't mean we have a positive, outlook or opinion of Mandy either. I think it's wild for Mandy to be standing in this lady's face discussing her husband the way she is. It was very cringy. Mandy is not cute. And Leticia is over here looking at these receipts and acting like she has some type of mystery to solve. And the only mystery is that Mandy and Glenn been playing in her face because Mandy has a long list, a long line of communications, 2022, 2023. Her and Glenn been communicating via Facebook, Instagram, all the things. She's trying to figure out if it's before they had their, reconnection ceremony commitment where they recommitted to each other. She wants to know if it happened before that or after. I'm like, it's already too much. Glenn and Mandy been over here, I feel like in a whole somewhat relationship on the side. Mandy decided to blow the spot up for whatever reason. Jealousy, I'm supposing. I don't know why, but this is what she chose to do. One thing Glenn could be grateful for is that he met the recommitment deadline because everything that Mandy has been showing Leticia came before the recommitment ceremony. So Tisha said she's seen all that stuff. She look, happy birthday. That's what it says here, happy birthday. And this was his, he say, how you doing? I've seen all this before. She's seen all of this before. If she's seen it all before, then why is she so shocked by the relationship that's going on between Mandy and Glenn? Whatever it is that they got going on. Leticia lied just as bad as Glenn does. That's why she don't remember what she's been saying. She said Mandy's giving thirsty. And I'm like, okay. And Glenn is giving that he's still outside. Mandy is giving thirsty. The way she's making it a point to make sure that Tisha gets this information. Mandy, if you don't want the man, then what is the point of doing this? And then doing it in a way that will be so embarrassing to her in front of everyone at a party. Like, if you have all this respect for her that you claim you have, then why exactly didn't you just wait until you could have a moment with her in private? You in here, spreading the beans in front of everybody and then seemingly enjoying it. I'm sorry. She says she respects Leticia as a person. Girl, when did that happen? You don't even like her. You said when we met you, you prefer Marie because Maria gives you exactly what it is, and that Leticia is fake. And so, now you have all this respect for her. When did that happen? And Latrice is sitting up here trying to absolve herself of any involvement. This is why I don't like to get involved with things when it relates to the Pearsons, because, girl, you are not innocent. And she says she set up those questions. She set up the questions for the people to see who knows each other. So where's the wildest place you've had sex? And all those questions made sense. But are you attracted to anyone in the group? How does that factor into the game of how we know each other better? We're supposed to be saying like who we think our partner is attracted to? That's stupid. Everybody said no. So Latrice said no. We know you were involved. Please stop. If you didn't want to carry that, however it was, it's been going on for a while. And so I feel like you've known for a long time. So it is what it is, Latrice. You don't get a pass. Mandy looked at this lady and said, if I wanted Glenn, I could have him today. That's how you show respect to someone. And Letitia's like, yeah, I feel like the stuff that Mandy was saying deserved a punch in the mouth. Girl. She know the dates by heart. What day was it that June 23rd. You have all these dates etched in your mind. I feel like I don't halfway know the date of the day I'm in. So now you want me to remember a date from a long time ago when this man DM'd me? You know that date? It must have been a special day, Mandy. They be killing me trying to justify their nonsense with, the timeline on the calendar. This was, before the reconnection ceremony. So this one doesn't count. And girl, all of them on all these shows, they have a calendar saying when things actually started and when they didn't. Portia and Simon. Everybody got a calendar over in Huntsville in 2023, 2022. The years get shoveled around. And so I'm not understanding, honestly, what it is we're trying to prove here. We got every bit of receipts. The receipts is right there on the phone. Tisha still doesn't want to look at, acknowledge the receipts because the date, was pre-reconnection, recommitment, or whatever they was redoing over there. He painting baseboards and things, pretending. This lady Mandy is out there like, am I lying? Am I lying? They said they didn't smash. At some point, I guess they danced. So they've been, all up on each other, doing the most. So, at the end of the day, the receipts didn't do whatever Mandy thought they was going to do because she did not realize that she was going to have to provide receipts that came after the reconnection ceremony, recommitment ceremony. It's just like so annoying how Glenn sits there eating this up. Like he's so like, oh my God, this all bullshit. Do y'all smell that? He got one-liners and he's got a solo confessional. He doesn't even need Tisha in his confessionals anymore. He gets ready by his daggone stuff. His DM's gonna be more flooded now than they was before because it seems like something is going on over there in Mississippi and the standards ain't really standarding anyway. And other places besides Mississippi. The girls, Carrie and Marie, the next day, they go check on Tisha because she's just so distraught over this information that she repeatedly keeps getting about her husband. It should be like nothing anymore. It should be easy for her to just like blow it over her shoulders. They brought her some wine and flowers because that's what friends do. Tisha knows this man. She's been through it several times, and I feel like she's all right. I feel like the only surprise here that was Mandy grinning in her face. That probably threw her off a little bit. But I feel like So is the cashier at the grocery store and the lady that worked out to 7-Eleven. And anywhere like where Glendale takes himself, there's probably some girl grinning in your face, pretending like, whatever they be pretending over there. She said she felt ambushed. She was ambushed. Latrice definitely ambushed you. Latrice wanted this information to be out. She had made a whole party up for it. We don't even know what this party was for. And Tamber wasn't invited because Tamber, man wasn't going to come. But I feel like Tamber didn't have anything to offer to this but stand around. So she was like, I'm going to give Tamber a break. She don't have to worry about this one because this one is Mandy's show. Mandy's got it. I think it's very funny while they're sitting up there consoling her and telling her, Miss Carey's like, one thing I will say, like, you handled it with such grace, like a Belle would do, because normally the woman goes and, jumps on the girl, and you held them both accountable and you took your time. Is that what she was doing? Like, she was making sure them timelines on them communication didn't, cross over the recommitment timeline. That's all she was looking for. So, which is crazy to me because the bigger picture is this man and Mandy were having this whole thing over there at Cliff's Club where they take the girls upstairs to the spare condo room. It's a whole game going on over there. And because Glenn and Cliff are so tight, Glenn probably walks around there like he's part owner, or probably says that, because I remember back in the day when I worked at the club, it was a lot of people claiming to be part owner of the club that were not. I don't know why there's these guys out there that want to frequent the club every week and then tell the ladies that they're part owner, because that's a thing. And then the girls get all excited. Really? You're part owner of this place? We know Cliff owns it. And we know that, this man, like I said, probably walks around there. Hey, El Cid, like he's part owner of the place. El Cid says to like the video. And so we need you to do that. We need you to like and to subscribe, please, and thank you. I know El Cid coming through on her roller skates or her roller blades, because she moving out of one live, probably straight into the next one. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, El Cid. Anyway, this is funny to me because what did she say? Oh, Letitia. Letitia's sitting up there at this, girlfriend's corner that they're having to make sure that we all understand that this is such a sad day for Tisha. She can't believe that the people did her like that. Roller skates. Okay. Roller skates, rollerblades, moped, scooter, however we got to get there. We got to get from one live to the next live and, make sure you're on time, because that's something I've had a challenge with these last few days. But I'm here and we doing the daggone thing. Letitia had the audacity to come out of her mouth and say, no friend of hers could come in the group and do that. No friend of mine could come in the group and do this to one of y'all. And I was like, Letitia, I remember you brought your friend over here to say she was smashing greedy. Didn't she do that? Didn't she bring that lady over there and say she was smashing greedy? And then she was introduced her to Tamara at one of these brunch party things and wanted the lady to confront Tamara, and Tamara got up and hightailed it up out of there. So, Letitia, I feel like that's not true. You have ambushed someone yourself. Seems like karma's coming through and smacking you up one side and down the other. I don't feel sorry for you at all, Leticia. And even Maria's like, serve your ass right. I've been told you about this girl. And I think, to some extent, Marie, because what I feel like is, when you're saying that Latrice was sabotaging you, and maybe she was, but you started it. From what we know, you started it. You came over there and you were talking about her wigs not being good, and this is the not quality. Like, you came straight in shading this lady, and how she paid you back was how she paid you back. Now, I'm not saying that Latrice hasn't done shady things. I'm just saying that exposing Glenn and sabotaging your business are definitely not the same thing. Glenn had a whole stream of text messages or DMs with this lady, so she's not making things up. This actually happened. She just exposed it. And whatever was going on with y'all, yeah, was that too far? I think so. But you were like trying to sabotage her business as well. If she's in the hair business, and the first time we see her on this platform, you're talking about how trash her wigs are. You know, she was given as good as you were given, Marie. Um, Glenn being exposed again is like another thing. Not really. Anyway, Latrice meets up with Mandy. So they want to have a talk. So Latrice is like, the Bells are going to be mad at me. They're going to make it all my fault that, that you came over here and said what you said. So, Cliff, Latrice wants no parts of this. She wants to make sure that everybody knows that it was all Mandy. Mandy was like, I was over there drinking, so we're going to blame it on the alcohol. She was over there drinking, and maybe if she had been in this different setting, she wouldn't have done what she done. That's what you came to do. There was no reason for Mandy to be there with this girlfriend that's not even her girlfriend. She's just somebody that this lady is kind of, dragging around for the time being. She's dragging this lady around. She's all in her feelings, talking about she's seeing the DMs, and this girl's really like wants Glenn. I feel like she thirsty, just like Leticia said she was. She thirsty. Maybe said things went left when Glenn got up. That's not when things went left, girl. Things went left when you sat next to Glenn's wife and said that he's a liar and that he's been trying to get at you. That's when things went left, because the party was actually going quite well. So, Mandy, you can blame yourself for the left that things went, girl. Latrice, I just pulled up. Oh, I just happened to be getting done with my client. I hate that. Just stop being fake. I'm supposed to go over here and meet meet Mandy and talk to her. I haven't talked to her since the party. Why did they do that? You haven't talked to her. She blew your flipping party up just like y'all planned, and y'all didn't have a conversation. Give me a break. Y'all kill me with that. Anyway, Carrie pulls up on her husband. I was like, Glenn got these ladies shook. They're going to see. She pulling up on her husband to see what he's doing over there. There wasn't a whole lot with this, her going to his job. There you have regular married people things that they're going through. There's no trauma over there. He said she came over there to gossip, and she did. And I guess to show off what he does, we're going to show her restaurant. We're getting to know them. So all these little bits, he said, as a person, she talked about the lack of minorities in baseball, and, him, trying to find his way in this particular field. I'm not sure really. That boy didn't look like he was grown. So I don't think he was a professional baseball player. Maybe he was training to become a professional baseball player. But, like I said, we're getting to know them. Cedric got a beauty school. And, I sit there, like, even the color of them yellow walls don't make sense to me. This is my industry. That's a personal goal of mine. It's at some point in my lifetime, open my own beauty school, cosmetology school, and that ain't it. And I don't know what's happening over here. He's got Marie painting his beard. I'm not sure what those plastic gloves that he's got. Those look like the gloves that come out of the perm box in the grocery store. That doesn't look like the gloves that we use. You know what I'm saying? In the industry. What nobody in the school. I seen a shampoo bowl. Maybe it don't take much, child. I don't know. But I was like, if Cedric can have a beauty school, then Rhonda for sure can have one. Marie came over here to convince Cedric to move back to her house. Now, Marie, if this is the route you're going to go, then you can't say nothing about Tisha. You want to sit over there in a roundabout way to say Glenn is outside, Cliff is outside, Cedric might be outside. And why would you want to go move from that, so fast? You're going to Cedric, the same person that you've been with all these 13 years or however long y'all have been together. Probably longer than 13 years. I think maybe they were married 13 years, but they've been together for a long time, because that girl is older than 13 years old, I think. Whew, sorry. Had to get that one out. however long y'all have been together, this is not a brand new man. You going over here with Cedric is the same thing as Tisha going back to Glenn. Why would you be expecting new behavior? There's no reason to. He over here in this nasty house talking about he need for you to spruce it up. First she said she didn't want the bed because too many women been in and out of that bed. Okay, girl. The best thing for her and Cedric to do, honestly, is for him to stay there in that place and let him show you. He haven't even had no opportunity to show you, and what he's saying makes more sense. Like, let me you have to trust me. He said, do you trust me? She said, yeah, I trust you. You do not. As soon as you said you trust him, you said you ain't like him having no bachelor pad over there. What's his name? Cliff and Glenn got you shook, and you shouldn't be shook because of them. You shouldn't be shook. You should just reevaluate the fact that you're going back to the same thing that you've always been in, and maybe you should expect the same thing you was always getting there. You haven't given yourself to see, like I said, a chance to see if there is any type of change. Let him stay in that house, and if he keeps his beauty school anyway the same as he keeps that house, then he just doesn't move like a person that's like basing his lifestyle and his career on sanitation and regulations. He got a beauty school. Child. I was like, what are these random products? I realized you have to like turn things to the back, but was that Dudley's? What is he doing? Child. I knew he had on a beauty school shirt. I didn't know it was supposed to be his beauty school. Mr. Cedric's beauty school next door to his house. How did their zoning work in Mississippi? We have to have commercial area. I don't know that you can have like your beauty school right next to your house. That would be considered a commercial business. I'm off track. I'm just saying Cedric ain't doing no beauty school. He got Marie in there painting his chin with that, whatever that was, color. What else happened? Carrie and Matt have a date night. Carrie and Matt are boring. Can I just say that? Matt says he's never had her do anything like this in all the years y'all been together since high school. I guess they met in high school. They dated in high school. They lived a little bit of life and they came back together. So I can't remember how long they've been married. That's two. I can't remember how long they've been married, but she's never like made you a little, situation for date night at the house. That's weird. Their dynamic is a little weird to me. It's just a little bit off. I'm not sure I understand it. They don't have the same chemistry like Willie and Akeisha had. Willie and Akeisha came in there and, you could feel the energy between them. These two have an energy. It's just, I don't know. If he seems very bored, the stuff that they're bringing up seems very made up. So, and I mean, everybody don't have a whole lot going on in their life in terms of this ridiculous drama that they got going on. The only people, well, not the only people, Letitia, Glenn, Latrice talks about Glenn as if Cliff ain't outside. Like Cliff over there doing the same thing, and now you've crashed their love affair, so they can't even really be friends like they were because you made a mess of it. It's fine. She didn't want to be friends with Letitia anyway, and then maybe that was part of what she thought she was doing, but it's not gonna work. Letitia and Glenn, ooh, we got all the way through this real quick, real fast. Because it really wasn't a whole lot, this week, to be honest. It was a whole lot of conversation about Glenn and Tisha's relationship, which we already know what it is. I don't know, like, how much more they could drag that. What is this, episode 4? I don't know what direction we're going, but we'll see. They're at the house and he's painting and, pretending to do housework with his stepdad. They both seem very dressed nice to be doing painting and stuff. But hey, Glenn has a blue t-shirt on that's perfectly clean. So he ain't really been doing too much with that paint besides pretending. Him and Tisha have a conversation about, because she says she's been walking through the house. They have been shooting looks at each other. The house has been very cold. It's back to the way it was. She's been sleeping in the son's room, trying to figure her life out. So, they have finally decided to have this conversation now in the garage or wherever the hell they are. And Glenn has found a scapegoat. What we're going to do is blame everything on Latrice. So he's sitting up there and he's talking about how he thought Cliff was like his uncle. He can't believe that he would let his wife do him like that, and blah blah blah. At the end of the day, the Leticia is she's sitting up there crying. She says she's tired, and I'm like, not that tired, because Glenn is still there. Like, you're not that tired. And if Glenn don't, she was, I'm just tired, and she's telling him, if you don't want me, well, not if you don't want me, but if you're going to keep doing this, if it's not going to be me, then just leave me alone. And I'm like, why we got to wait on him to leave you alone? He's still doing it. You've got all the proof that you need. You just didn't like that it came out the way it did. And nobody would, because nobody on here is any different than Leticia. Latrice is in the same spot. Marie is running back to Cedric as if things are going to be different. We don't know what Matt is over here doing with Miss Carrie, but they stick around long enough. We're going to see. So, yeah, she's not the only one that should be tired. All y'all should be tired, but you're not. So, here we are. And I need these Bells to find something to do besides go around trying to figure out who Glenn Slide is, because it's getting old. So next week, Tamara stages a breakup with Greedy Grady. Damon. I don't know that they were together, in the first place. We've talked about this. We've talked about the fact that this man probably, was just there. They decided to have a baby together. And I really wish they would have went with that story, because I don't want a fake breakup. Maybe, they'll just do it early on in the season. And it takes time. Like, if you break up in real life, it takes time to mend relationships and stuff. So, she's not that good that she could fake a whole thing. She should have just went the route of, we decided to parent together. But, they're discussing finances and things. And I guess, like I said, this is the beginning of, Tambra freeing herself from Grady Damon as her boyfriend, and he can just transition into the father of her child. Cash trip. I think Carrie is planning a cash trip. Everybody's going. It's going to be interesting to see Marie Monroe with Latrice, because Latrice and Marie Monroe just made friends with each other. That's her girl. Last week it was her girl, and now they're not girls anymore because things she did over here. So hopefully we'll hash that out. We'll see how the girls will receive Latrice after, blowing up Leticia's life, as if that's what she actually did. Nobody was even surprised by it. So there's that. And then there's bunk beds. Carrie, here we go again, trying to make these grown-ass women sleep in bunk beds. So, have they done a cash trip before? Yeah, they did. They did something in New Orleans, something that Leticia planned. But this lady is supposed to be the hostess with the boasters, so we gonna see her hosting skills. And that's it. That's all, y'all. Wasn't a whole lot this week. Like I said, we've been discussing for the whole time Glenn's infidelity or possible infidelity. They said they didn't smash, but we know, what be going on with them. Anyway, y'all, what is it? Saturday night. I hope y'all have a lovely Saturday night. Kids getting ready to trick or treat next weekend. So get all your candy and your goodies together. Get your costume together. I'm not costuming. I'm not doing any of those things. At the very best, will it be on a Friday? When is Halloween? It'll be on a Friday. I won't be seeing y'all next Friday anyway. So enjoy your trick or treating tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to get introduced to the next cast. What is season 11 of Ready to Love Detroit? So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow to discuss the new cast. And in the meantime, be good to each other. Bye, y'all.